Should have stayed where their signs I ignored. Can I help you not to hurt anymore? We saw brilliance when the world was asleep. There are things that we can have but can't keep. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If a moment is all we are, we're quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do. The reminders pull the floor from your feet. In the kitchen, one more chair than you need. Oh, and your rainbow and your sherbet. It's not fair. Just 'cause you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If a moment is all we are, we're quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do. Who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If a moment is all we are, we're quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I do. Well, I do.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. It's your old pal Grumps. Yeah, I'm seem to be on a heavy subject kick. If you're here listening, please let me know if I'm a little bit too loud because I made adjustments. If it's too much, let me know. All right. It's a very sensitive subject. Okay, when I'm talking about mental health, I'm not talking about like clinical depression and anything like schizophrenia or anything like that. Okay, I mean I'm talking like the daily life type struggles. Things that impact you daily, and they build up and cause you to go down whether a dark path or even the correct path, or just being fucking happy it's a mental thing. I mean, if you think about it, you know, uh, and I'll be honest, and not going to give out names here. People have contacted me when they're having troubles, and I will listen to them. And I'm not really giving them. I don't look at it as I'm trying to cure them. I'm just listening, and typically the questions I ask is things they already have the answers for. That's what I do when someone says, "Hey, can you talk to me for a few minutes, or talk to me about this? I need to talk to someone." Yeah, fine. Yeah, I'll be there. You can, once again, you can contact me through DMs, or if you're friends with me on Discord, you can. Hey, I need to talk to you. It's important. And as soon as I notice, I mean, hey, I'm not at my computer all day long. It's shocking, I know, but I will sit there and listen. And most of the time, and I think the people who have these discussions with me will agree with that. What I do is kind of lead you to the answers that you already know. Okay, most of the time when we are upset, or I'm not going to say depressed, that we feel overwhelmed, we already know what we need to do, how to address these things. And sometimes you just need someone to kind of not necessarily prod you into that direction, but make you realize that you already have the answers. And that's what I try to do. I'm not really trying to diagnose you. I'm trying to, like, hey, have you talked to this person, or why do you feel this way? Try to make you realize what's the root cause of your episode, I guess would be the best word to put it, that's causing you to feel this way, And mostly it's an outside stimuli that made you realize that you've been having these problems for a while, that you didn't realize that it was not actually the stimuli that bothered you. It was actually something else that was bothering you. And you never completely addressed it. You may had like a problem with somebody or some kind of relationship, and you never really addressed it with that person. And you probably do need to sit down and have a discussion. Now, understand, when I say have a discussion, this is not accusations. Okay, you did this to me. No, it's that I just need to talk to you. I feel like this by whatever's going on, and you're at the center of it. I'm not saying you're the cause of how I'm feeling. It's because of this, and you just need to have a discussion to work out these feelings. I'm never a firm believer in keeping things bottled up, because past experience, when you bottle up all these emotions, they have a tendency just to fucking explode. Usually when you're feeling these emotions, it's best to kind of step back from yourself a little bit and examine why you're feeling this way. Okay, is it really about someone taking the garbage out, or is this actually something else? All right. Okay, and you go, oh, it's really actually this. I've been feeling like I'm being taken advantage of, or I feel like that I'm not being appreciated. And then you can actually have a discussion with the person or whatever's making you feel. Sometimes it's yourself. Okay, and you got to realize that, hey, it's not anybody but me. You got to be honest with yourself sometimes. Realize that you're doing it to yourself. It's not this person. It's actually me that's causing me to feel this way. And believe it or not, that's most of the time that's what's really happening. Okay. You're you're going through all this emotional turbulence because you are allowing yourself to be, I wouldn't say overly sensitive. What I'm saying is that your own self worth comes into play. Uh, your lack of self esteem comes into play. And you got to look at yourself really and be honest and go, you know, it's not this. It's actually how I see myself as a person. Okay. And because, we do that to ourselves all the time. All right. Like talking about politics, people get all up bent out of shape over politics, whether you're wherever it is. But because, as an example, I showed you yesterday. Hey, JP. As an example, I showed yesterday, uh, presidents have been doing deportations for decades. All right. But it's because people don't like Trump, they're freaking out. And they don't understand or they don't want to admit to themselves the presidents they did like or supported were doing the same thing. Okay. It's they don't want to recognize the fact that their preconceptions of somebody is making them feel bad instead of looking into the issue and go, okay, this is normal. This happens all the fucking time. It's just because I don't like this particular person, I'm going out there and harassing law enforcement. In turn, I'm always angry. I'm always ranting, raving. I'm always attacking people because I just don't like this person. And it's not that law enforcement officer. It's not your next door neighbor's office. It's not your next door neighbor's problem. It's your problem. Okay. Now, let's bring this into VTubing a little bit. Why do people become VTubers? Majority of them. There is a small percentage that become VTubers thinking they're going to make a lot of money and all that stuff and be wild, become fucking multi-millionaire. I'm not saying that all of them do that. There is a percentage of VTubers that do that. But there's another reason why people become VTubers. Insecurities. Why do you think they hide behind avatars? They're insecure. I mean, they could just get a webcam and boom, there they are. But they have insecurities. Everybody knows that a lot of VTubers are introverts. Well, do you understand what introverts are? They're incredibly shy. A lot of them have self-esteem problems because of their shyness, and they have a self-image problem also, thinking, hey, I'm not really that talented, or that, even though they're wildly talented, everybody tells them they're talented, but they don't see themselves as talented. Okay. And then when they do become successful, they go through imposter syndrome. I don't deserve this success. This person is far more talented than I am. You see that happen quite frequently in the VTuber sphere, especially with these talented people. Now, and it can crush them. Okay, graduations or going on indefinite hiatus, and you'll hear VTubers on their streams, and you'll see posts on Twitter talking about their mental health, and most people kind of just fluff it off because it's like, oh, mental health, they're just using an excuse to go on vacation. You will see comments like that, by the way. Or they don't care about the audience and all that stuff. But they don't, what people don't realize is because these people are introverts and they have self-esteem problems, and basically self-worth problems that they have to overcome. The negativity, they see the negativity far more important than the positive things. Okay. So when someone sits there and like posts negative remarks to a VTuber, that sticks in their head a lot. I mean, they'll come on stream and be the happy little VTuber entertainer for you all, but off camera, they're struggling with dealing with all the negativity. They're not going to come on stream and break down all the time. Okay, they're not. I mean, they like any other entertainer. They're not going to come on stream and have a mental breakdown. It's. I mean, I really don't want to talk about this about this person, but she is the example of this. Zen has broken down a few times on stream, and there's one recent incident of this. She has problems with depression. I'm not. This is not a secret. It's something that she has talked about on stream, especially when she starts breaking down. And then when she breaks down, she starts drinking, and people have to, basically come in and tell her, get off stream, call us. We need to talk. We need to know you're okay. All right. And her chat was there saying the exact same thing. Now, understand, this is nothing against that, by the way. I'm not calling out that. What I'm saying is, that's a rarity. That's rare. You really don't hear a VTuber who's not graduating have a mental breakdown on stream. All right. There's been like few times when a VTuber exposed who they are on stream emotionally. Okay. And I'm going to use the example of Gura when she hit 1 million subs as fast as she did. She was terrified. When she talked about it, it was during a Minecraft stream when she was trying to build the Tower of Friendship. If you want, you can go look that up if you want to. By the way, her VODs of that when she was building the quote unquote Tower of Friendship, she did talk about her sudden success, and when you listen to her, you get the sense that she was scared. It was not something she was prepared for. All the attention, all the success, and being like the first Hololive member to hit 1 million as fast as she did, it's not something that she was equipped for. She's an introvert. She is extremely shy. She was constantly dealing with imposter syndrome and constantly dealing with people attacking her with negative reinforcement. One of the reasons why I don't like Nux, really, he used rape artwork of Gura, and Gura was aware of it. That let's face facts, Gura, if she was an extrovert, probably would have seen that. It's like, why the fuck do I care about this asshole? But she's an introvert. That kind of hones in on negativity. And it was an impact on her mental health. Okay. Like the chick that was constantly saying that she was purposely portraying herself as a small child to attract pedo viewers. That negative stuff impact her. All right. I mean, did it die down as years go on? Yes, but you don't understand. If you have imposter syndrome, you're going to believe the people who say you are not worth this. You don't deserve this success. You listen to them more than you listen to the people say, yeah, you earned all this. You're talented. You're funny. You're a great singer. All that stuff. No, they're going to listen to the people who tell them that she's doing pedo bait, that, hey, the only thing you're good for is rape artwork. However different ways I can just drag you down to make you feel like shit. That's what I want to do. That's what kind of happened to her. Because it never really went away. It never really went away. And it's just not like the talent behind Gura. This is like multiple things. Multiple VTubers deal with this. Not just the ones in the quote unquote lolly models, but no. Project Melody gets propositioned all the time. When she's at a convention and she's out in IRL and people learn who she is, she gets propositioned all the time. And which is, when you think about it, it's kind of fucking disgusting, you know? I mean, and just because she does adult content doesn't mean that she wants to fuck everybody. All right? Just because someone does fansly doesn't mean that they want to have sex with you, right? It's a fantasy. And whether, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't matter if they're male or female, by the way. If females constantly proposition a man who's in a healthy relationship with somebody, it does wear on you mentally, and especially because it will eventually impact the relationship. Now, that's not the case all the time. Sorry, I need a drink of coffee. But what I'm getting at, if the relationship has any weak points, will be the constant attention of the opposite sex in a sexual way. All right? Because that will all of a sudden, that little voice in the back of your head, they're cheating on me. And that would cause stress, the feeling of worthlessness, questioning everything you do, which you eventually get depressed. And if you keep staying in that depressed state and you constantly have to say to your partner, it's not like this. I don't know this person. They live across the fucking ocean. I'm not hooking up with them. Or they live on the other side of the country. I am not hooking up with them. They're living they're not that fucking next door neighbor. And in turn creates when trust is broken in a relationship, the mental impact of that is you start feeling, even though you didn't do anything wrong, you feel like you did something really fucking horrible, because you look at yourself and you blame yourself because your relationship is failing for whatever reason. And all of a sudden, your self-worth goes way the fuck down. And now, you could go to therapy, relationship, couples therapy and all this stuff, and try to work out these trust issues and all this stuff. If both parties are willing. If one party's not willing, what's the fucking point at that point? But here's the thing. In most mental health problems come from relationships, whether it be a romantic relationship or a parental relationship or relationship with oneself. Okay. All that impacts your mental health. Now, you add other factors in here, like I said, political, or difference in understanding social issues, or your partner being heavily into a social issue that you don't really care about or agree with. Once again, it creates a mental health crisis that's not necessarily going to be solved with fucking medication. It's going to be solved with having a discussion. And maybe that discussion, this is what most people in relationships are afraid of, is to end the relationship. All right. People, when they're in a relationship, they don't want to be the one to say it's over. regardless to who it is and what they say. Yeah, I told the bitch I'm done with her. I kicked her to the fucking curb because of whatever. I'm the strong individual. No, they're crying inside. It's because a relationship failed. You can't walk away from a failed relationship feeling good because you know it's a failure. So when you see someone on whether a VTuber or an IRL streamer for that matter, sitting there acting tough and being strong, yeah, the relationship is over. Yeah, I'm the strong. No, they're not. They're in a vulnerable state at that problem at that point. They just don't want to admit it. They, no, they don't want. It's not that they don't want to admit it to their chat or the public. They don't want to admit it to themselves. That's because that's the hard thing. To admit that you failed to yourself, that you let yourself down. That's the tough thing. I'm gonna be honest. The hardest thing to do to overcome a mental health issue is to admit that you have a mental health issue. I'm not saying that you're going fucking crazy or you're bipolar. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that people have a hard time to admit to themselves that maybe the issue is themselves, that they're the issue, they're the problem. They always going. It's human. It's a human thing to do, to blame everybody else for your problems. Okay, everybody's done it, including myself. Oh, it's his fault. It's his fault. It's his fault. Well, the first thing you have to do was like, oh, he made me do it. Well, did he hold a gun to your head? No. Then no, it's your choice. You have to own your part of the failure, or once again, own your part of your success. Okay, there's a lot of VTubers go through imposter syndromes, and even like Iron Mouse, with all her success, she still deals with imposter syndrome sometimes. That she can't believe that she's this successful. She doesn't understand why she's successful or why people think she's wonderfully talented and all this stuff. And because she doesn't see herself that way sometimes. I mean, it's like Saba. It may be dealing with imposter syndrome. I mean, once again, she broke records as how fast she got to 1 million subs. And she probably has learned from her past life of how to deal with that, because she probably was aware that was going to happen, that she would get to 1 million subs really fast. But in turn, we don't highlight that stuff to VTubers. Oh, you're knocking on the park. You got a bunch of fucking subs. Because if they don't talk about it on a frequent basis, I mean, I talk about my sub count because 167 subs, which is fucking fantastic, by the way. I'm really happy I'm happy people like my content, okay? But I'm not really, here's the thing with me, and I'll talk about myself a little bit, about my mental. I have a problem dealing with success. My problem is that this is something creative that I'm doing. I told the story that my parents wouldn't approve of me doing this, by the way. They wouldn't approve of me doing this. My mom and dad didn't want none of their kids to get into anything creative, whether it be acting or trying to become a singer, professional writer, professional artist. They didn't want none of their kids to do anything creative. Because I know this now, but not at the time. Because they didn't want their kids to struggle that hard. All right. But at the time, I saw it as they didn't want me to express myself as a person. So I had to deal with that for a long time, which, no, and that it's like when they try to follow the path that they want. My dad wanted me to be an electrical engineer. Here's a little secret about engineering. You have to be good at math. I fucking suck at math. I mean, I could do math, make no mistake, but you got to kind of love mathematics to become an engineer. I didn't fucking love math. Okay, wasn't my thing. But my dad wanted to be electrical engineer, wanted to be an engineer, and he pushed that dream on his children. Instead of let his children have their dream of what they wanted to do. No, he want his children to live his dream, which is something I wanted to avoid. Okay. With my children, by the way, I want my children to do whatever they want. Once there's nothing illegal, go for it. Go for it. You're your own person. I don't want you to try to live my dream. I want you to live your dream. Because that resonated with me. It's like something that was extremely important that you get to chase your dream. Try to make your dreams come true. I'm doing the Shia LaBeouf thing. But when someone very important in your life tells you not to, that impacts your mental really, really bad. I mean, if you think about it, when I was 15 or 16-year old, I loved writing. Before the fucking internet, we used to use notebook paper and write make-up stories, quote unquote fanfic, and draw, our favorite comic book character or a cartoon character from a TV show or all that stuff. And if you tell your parents that, hey, I want to be a writer or artist, or I want to do this thing, and they kind of just shit on your dreams, well, that has a major impact on your mental health of how you see yourself, because you see yourself that this part of you isn't worth anything, right? Oh, I want to learn how to play an instrument. Why? You're not going to be good at it. Coming from someone you respect, that's fucking devastating, and it impacts you long term. Now, I'm not saying these VTubers who are introverts had parents that did that to them. As far as I know, like, most VTubers have very supportive parents. They're like, go for it, honey, go do it, go for it. A lot of VTubers do keep it a secret that they are VTubers from their parents, and they'll eventually reveal it to them. And they go, "Oh, what's a VTuber?" I mean, because it's become more acceptable for, hey, I'm going to be a content creator. Okay. I mean, a lot of parents would say, "Oh, go ahead and do that, but I want you to keep up with your schooling, especially if you're like in high school or something like that. I want you to have a backup plan." Okay, most parents, that's what most parents want for the kids. Okay, if you want to do this creative thing, great, but have a backup plan, something you can fall back on, just in case things don't work out the way you want to. But no, my parents didn't do that, because they didn't support anything creative, right? The little story. The high school I was going to used to have talent shows. Uh, my sister really wanted to go to Hollywood and be an actress, and all that stuff. And one year she constantly tried out for plays, and never made it into a play, and kind of in that group. And one time she went into the talent show. She played the piano while there was a ballerina sitting there. And after the show, my mom told her she sucked. And my sister just broke down in tears. I mean, it's even though that wasn't directed towards me, it also impacted me because that kind of told me I don't fucking do that because my parents hated it. So how you, even though it's like sometimes when you're growing up and something said to your brother or sister, if you have a brother or sister, some of you are only child, I'm assuming. And you may hear like your parents say something about somebody else, and you realize, hey, they don't want me to do that, and it's something you really, really want to do. It will impact your ability to chase your dream, which impacts your mental health because there's always a part of you that you're denying, the part of you that makes you whole. You know, it's, I always said a human being is a complex creature. There's not one part of your psyche more important than the other part of your psyche. Okay, like people who hone in on politics all the time, that becomes their identity. It's like, or someone who is trans, gay, or their ethnicity, black, white, whatever. People, they allow themselves just to be identified by that. Well, that's not the whole you, really. What's your taste in music? What TV shows you like? What do you like to do to relax? No, the creative side of you helps really define who you are. Uh, oh, I just love working at Target. I talking to people or making like putting stuff on end caps and making it look real organized and everything. Believe it or not, that's fucking creative. That's creativity coming through. All right. But even organize how you organize things, whether it be notes or books on a bookshelf or your computer setup, there's a little element of creativity in there. And to deny the fact that you have this creative side to you, even no matter how small you express it or how big you express it, you're denying that part of yourself, which you will kind of letting yourself down. It's a better way, which creates mental health. If you look at Robin Williams, okay, I don't think anybody can deny Robin Williams was talented, but he had a lot of mental health problems, especially over dealing with depression, which was exacerbated because he had a drug problem. Here's the thing: most comedians have this really bad dark side to them, which helps with their being a comedian. I mean, what's the saying? If I didn't laugh at the world, I'd cry. All right, I choose to laugh at the world. All right, no, I just choose to laugh at the world. But there was a time when I thought the world was shit all the fucking time, which led to me to be angry and all this stuff. And then I woke up one day, and you can guess why. I had to look at the world in a positive frame of mind. That it's not as bad as people make it out to be. It isn't. All right. the world isn't as bad as people make it out to be. Now I get that there are people are angry about certain issues and all that, but you a lot of these people have to take a step back and figure out why they're angry. Like yesterday when I showed like the protesters, well, there was that weren't that many Hispanics there, or people of Spanish descent. Basically, the same brown people. It was mostly white people. Why were they angry? I know you can go with the surface thing. Oh, they're upset because uh, their neighbors are being arrested and they're being forced to leave the country and blah 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 blah. You can go with the rhetoric, right? But in reality, is this there's something else going on with them, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really affect them. That's the truth. It doesn't affect them. They're not in danger of being deported. So why are they so violently and aggressively angry? Because it doesn't really make sense. I mean, if you look at it, it's kind of dumb. Why are they so violently, aggressively angry? You know, because if you look at it, they're people who are being taken away have broken the law, and the law has to be enforced. Uh, these people are just doing their job. Why are you directing your anger at them, and instead of going to your lawmakers and trying to get the laws changed, which would be a lot more effective than attacking law enforcement? Because if you really want to make a change, that's how to do it. But there have these other issues going on that they don't want to recognize that they have. It's not what's going on where someone's being detained and all that stuff. That's why they're acting this way. It's not even the fact that Trump is president, to be honest with you. There's something else going on with their psyche in order for them to be this angry. And they just don't want to recognize it. I'll be honest. A lot of people who go down that route are looking for a purpose in life. All right. They read the history of books about the civil rights movement and all that stuff. And they think that's they're going to be their purpose in life. This is not a civil rights issue. It isn't. This is a legality issue. And they don't recognize that because, once again, they don't really have a purpose in life. And they're looking for a purpose. Well, the first thing they do is reflect on themselves and their actions. A person that resorts to violence has a mental health issue. As simple as that, because resorting to violence is usually the very last thing on the list for you to do, because nobody wins. And for you to immediately jump to that should tell you that you have a mental health issue. I'm not saying these people are crazy. All right. I mean, I've called them retarded. All right. I fully admit that, but that's more along the lines of a joke. What I'm saying is you, when people do things, we're going to go to Twitter here. And I mean, the one that's right there, by the way. And I'm going to bring it up. Didn't mean to do that. All right. Because it's something so innocent. It's just, and people are really blowing it out of proportion. yeah, I'm getting a lot of boobs right now. I don't know why I'm getting a lot of boobs. I think it should have been like should have been. uh, okay, hold on. All right, this one right here. All right, if you don't know, yeah, this is something in educational Minecraft. Talking about like the civil rights movement and good trouble. It's directed to her children, and it's basically why people protest and how they protest to create effective change. Now, people, who's been out for a while, by the way, it's been out for years. It's actually used in schools to explain the civil rights movement and how effective it was, and how, because of the way they did it, as comparative to what's going on right now, which is people are going woke and all this. No, it's a history lesson, people. It's not a woke agenda thing. It's a history lesson for children on how to properly create change in a society. All right. Now, what I want to bring up here is not what Minecraft is doing, it's the response to it. These people, oops, turns out it's not just history, it's actually political activism. No, no, it's history. It's an important history lesson. Okay. The problem here is like not stupid robot. The way he's communicating, it can be seen as aggressive. Can see, could be seen not seeing the obvious truth. Uh, uh, and just propagating and just perpetuating and trying to get an emotional response out of people to create engagement in the way that he makes him feel good on a superficial level. I don't think anybody is this fucking stupid, by the way. I think he knows this is like an important history lesson for children to learn about the civil rights, how they protest, and why it created lasting change. I don't think anybody's that fucking dumb. But I like to think that no one's that fucking dumb. But I'm sure that he realized that this is just a Minecraft doing a history lesson. This is an educational Minecraft. This is not in the actual fucking game. And people brought this up because of the protests that are going on right now. But it's such a night and day thing. Martin Luther King, John Lewis, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks didn't use violence. Violence was happening to them, but they did never use violence in their protests. They chose to be peaceful, to preach and teach the people who were there with him during these protests that we are not going to be violent towards the people coming at us. We're going to be peaceful. Yes, we're going to get hurt. Yes, we're going to get beaten. But in order to create lasting change, we have to do that. We have to allow violence to happen to us because that sends a stronger message than us being violent, because we want to make a lasting change. Because if we're violent, we are proving them right. All right. Violence doesn't create change, it creates battle lines. Right? It creates lines in sand where you get people cross that line and we're going to do this to you. Peaceful protest is not about lines in the sand. A peaceful protest is say things gotta change. Here's why. and you having a discussion. You want to create a discussion. A discussion brings lasting change. Now, people who react violently to these things, whether it would be the civil rights movement or the ICE protesters who are throwing bricks and stuff up, have a mental health problem. Because, once again, violence should be the very last resort about anything. It has a lot to do with looking for a purpose in life and self-worth. And it's also a little bit of the ends justify the means. That's not the case here. By getting back to this and getting out the history lesson, the one I think, yeah, I think this is like be the prominent thing because Minecraft is changing right now, trending right now. Yeah, it is. Once again, I mean, as you see, all this is to elicit a kind of a vitriol response because a lot of these people don't want to admit that it's not a bad thing. Okay, they just see Minecraft trying to teach kids to protest. No, it's a history lesson. They're not seeing. I mean, there are some people who are making a funny response because it's like, all right, all right. They see the whole like overblown response to it. It's like, okay, you guys are just missing the fucking point. You missed the train of what this is actually teaching us, and you're just going, hey, I just want to fucking hate it because I fucking hate it. You're trying to. It's like once again, they're missing the fucking point. I mean, listen, I believe using any tools available to a teacher to teach children how to properly do something and to react on a political stance of history. It's just like when people said take the fucking monuments from the Civil War down. No, you leave those monuments up, not to glorify the Confederacy, to have a symbol of we are never going to do this again because we're never going to treat members of our society like slaves or basically second-class citizens. That was a visual reminder of the price we paid to learn that lesson. Taking a statue down and all that stuff gets rid of the actual visual reminder of the price that was paid. You know, it wasn't a glorification of the Confederacy. It was a reminder of history. And people that had a problem with that, well, guess what? It wasn't African Americans. It was people that was looking for a purpose in life. They're trying to, I'm going to be honest, a lot of people are trying to create a 60s moment. It's because they don't have nothing else other than walking around with a sign that has something written on it in protest. And they're not really interested in creating lasting change. They're interested in saying, look at me, I'm important, pay attention to me. It's like the negative response to this is the same thing. It's look at me, I'm important. Look at what I said. You know, So I played this on stream tonight. It's a genuine propaganda that starts off in a modern day where mixed race protesters are clashing with all white cops. Every segment of the game is encouraging the player to causing good trouble. It is not educational in the slightest. It's using past civil rights movement to justify modern protests. Every lesson, in the end, is more encouragement to protest in the modern day for rights, which this game never states exactly what those rights are. It's called being obvious. It's a teaching tool. This is not to be a stand-alone history lesson. You use it with like history books. Okay, it's like what is it? However, there's still more work to be done. John Lewis. Okay, look up who John Lewis is. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Go look up who Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is, and Rosa Parks. Go look up who Rosa Parks was and what did they do? Okay, and how did they achieve change? These people that are coming out so strongly against us are missing the fucking point. Like I said, it's a teaching tool. Properly used, helps people, helps children. Okay, this is not meant to be used for adults to play, by the way. All right, this is meant for children to play used in a classroom for a teacher to sit. These people did it this way. Once again, these people that are saying this is propaganda for the current protests have a mental health problem. They don't have anything in their life that really they can say to themselves, it's not to society, that I'm worth something. Okay. They probably do have that, but they just don't recognize it. It's like, let me flip it. It's like when you see someone sitting there and yelling gay rights, gay rights, gay rights, and all that stuff. I'm gay. You need to respect me because you've been trampling on my ability to express my sexuality. And I hate to tell you, average Americans are like, go ahead. You're gay, you're gay. It doesn't affect me. You know, as long as you're not having gay sex on my front yard, I don't care. I got my own fucking problems to deal with. But those people also don't have a real purpose in life other than being gay. Once again, that's a small part of who you are. There's more to you than your sexuality. There's your in general life experience. I mean, do you like dogs or cats more? That's part of you too. You know, do you like your job or you hate your job? That's part of you too. You know, what makes you happy? That's part of who you are. And honestly, your sexuality is a very small part of who you are. Okay, it's one of the pieces of the puzzle, but it isn't the whole fucking puzzle. Your politics is a small piece of the puzzle, but it's not the whole puzzle. And if you allow yourself just to be identified as gay, conservative, liberal, whatever, you're denying the other parts of you, which in turn actually affects your mental health and affects your self-image. VTubers have the same problem. Let me get out of this because if I keep seeing it, I'm going to keep talking about it. I mean, it's like this guy. He talks about food, but he's also a dad. That's part of who he is. You know, he's part of who he is. You know, like if you have a pet, it's part of who you are. To you're denying other emotions. Okay? If you focus on one small aspect of who you are, you're denying the rest of you. That's just fucking creepy. Uh, you know, I realized this when uh oh, okay. Uh I have once again OCD. I see your number. I got fucking click on it. Uh-huh. You're telling me a little bit about my mental health. I just can't fucking deal with it. Um, you know, if you spend your day on Twitter just reposting political stuff, you need to step back and understand there's more to you than your politics. Because if you get sucked up in an aspect of society, well, you're denying yourself the ability to see the whole person. Hey, I hate to tell you, the LGBTQ people, some of you are fucking assholes. But here's the problem: people won't admit that because they just see them as LGBTQ, not as fucking human beings that have struggles. And if you just see them as LGBTQ, you have a mental health problem. Of your problem, once again, you're looking for a purpose in life. But here's a purpose that most people should strive for: being self-aware. Recognize that you have problems. You have stress on your daily life that may affect how you react to things. You know, and maybe you should deal with that stuff before taking up a cause. It's like with VTubers, the drama they got in the past dramas is a reflection on the fact that a lot of them have self-esteem problems, and because they have self-esteem problems, they act like they're in high school. Now, this is not about one particular drama, by the way. This is all the fucking drama between VTubers that doesn't break the law. Mean words were said. So I'm going to go out there and make a Google document and go, oh, this person's a horrible human being because blah, blah, blah. And it turns out that just mean words were said. Coffee time. Right? That's low self-esteem. Is a low opinion of your own self-worth. Okay? If someone says something mean to me, and people have, I'm like, okay, doesn't really affect me because I know who I am. I'm happy with who I am. Because I don't see myself as a political party person. I don't see myself as I'm this social issue. I see myself as a complete human being. And it took a lot of fucking work to get there. I had to reflect upon myself. Have to deal with the issues of my parents didn't want me to be creative, and now I am. And by doing content creation and just sitting in front of a microphone yapping, or play video games. My parents didn't really like me playing video games, by the way. But it's freeing yourself from the shackles that everybody else has put on you because you allowed them to put shackles on you. Oh, you're gay, but I'm also a writer. But you're gay. But I'm a singer. But you're gay. They put the shackle of you being gay on you, and that's the only thing they identify you as. I like driving a car, but you're white. But I also play guitar, but you're white. There's the shackle of white privilege for you. Once again, I'm waiting for my white privilege to kick in. I'm waiting for it. I've yet to see it, to be honest with you. You know, society likes putting chains on people. What I mean by chains, they like putting labels on people and just keeping them in a certain slot. You know, I don't put labels on people. I'm not saying this person is just this. I try to see the whole person. Okay. Which is what very fascinates me about VTubers. Okay. A lot of people just sees an anime girl. I try to see the person, right? As like an all-around entertainer. Their creativity, the the passion they have for what they do. And encourage that passion that they have. Not their sub count. It's like, oh, fantastic video, music video. Oh, you're really that was a good line in this time in chat when you responded to people. It was funny, creative. No, and I express that by either constantly playing their fucking music or laughing. I don't have to go into their chat and go, oh, you make me laugh all the time. No, I watched a clip of this instance in a stream and laugh. I'm trying to see the whole person. I'm trying to understand as best I can the person behind the avatar. So, like when they have an episode on stream, when they tend to become vulnerable and exposing their emotions, that I can react accordingly. Did I say hi to you yet, horse? I think I did. I usually, like, as soon as I see you, I say hi because you, horse. I like to say horse. But that helps me understand when they become vulnerable to actually pay attention a lot more because they're really exposing who they are. Zen really loved her mother a lot. A lot. And when she passed away, it devastated her on such a level that friends had to step in and make sure she was okay for a very long time. You didn't see that. You don't get that from a VTuber model. You don't get that from just staring at her tits. You get that, you learn that when she is exposing her vulnerable side of her being actually the person behind Sandra. We as fans of VTubers, we need to start paying attention to those times when they are actually going away from the fucking model, being the character, quote unquote, and actually being the person behind all that. And take and pay attention to that and concentrating and remembering the feelings, their tone of voice, and what they're saying. There's a lot to pay attention because that's how you learn a lot. Hey, clankers, that's how you learn about the person behind the avatar. When they're exposing their struggles, that's how you learn about the person. Now, you do this without judgment, by the way. Oh, it's not a big fucking deal. I overcame that in about two seconds. Bullshit. All right. If someone is struggling mentally, I hate to tell you all this, even though it's actually looks like a supporting message, is don't ever tell them you're going to get through it. Encourage them to keep talking about it, to work through it. And it's going to take as long as it's going to take. Uh, like when I had my diagnosis, uh, the one thing I hate was, oh, I'm sorry that you have cancer. Don't tell me you're sorry that I have cancer. It pisses me off, to be honest with you. Tell me to fight. Most cancer patients want to hear that. Most people with cancer want you to hear, fight it. Fight the bastard. They don't want to hear, I'm sorry. It's like, what does that mean? You didn't give me cancer. And people, in my case, when someone constantly, people say fight, 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 it makes me want to fight cancer. All right. When people are going through struggles, typically the typical placating message is the wrong message. Sometimes you say, just keep talking to us, just keep letting us know you're okay, just keep expressing it. We're here for you. That's a good one, by the way. When someone's sitting there crying on stream and everything, we're here for you. We'll sit here until you're done. We're not going anyplace. Just keep talking to us. Because you're actually showing that you actually care. That you're not trying to placate them or try, because when someone's in an emotional state and you're saying, oh, you're getting through it, you're denying their feelings. And you say, talk to us, talk to us, talk to us. Let us know that, tell us how you're feeling. We're here. We're going to just listen. We're not judging you or anything like that. Just talk to us. And if it's like really bad, if someone gets like someone that can like call the talent on the phone or whoever on the phone, hey, they're struggling right now. It's bad. You need to like call her or call him and talk to him because we're seeing this and we're concerned. Sorry, I got distracted by a guy. Yeah, way to break the flow, Clanker. So, like, when people have talked to me, it's kind of what I do. I sit there and I listen to them and I'll ask questions. Because most of the time, most people who are going through a crisis already know what they need to do. They already know, but they just want to kind of someone to reaffirm that they're doing the right thing. And I'll be honest, I don't have all the fucking answers. Not fucking close. I'll listen. But and I'll try to give you a little bit of advice, and that'll be about it. But I don't have all the answers. Just because I'm 57 years old doesn't mean I know the meaning of life, because I don't have a fucking clue. uh, the meaning of life is just try to survive long enough to get to the point when you finally close your eyes that you're at peace. That's the meaning of life. To me, it's not. To me, that's the meaning of life. To survive it long enough so when you close your eyes, you're at peace. It may sound dark, but if you think about it, it's actually very positive that you have lived a good life. Not saying a life without regrets, because if that's next to fucking impossible. But you've lived a good life. And when it's all said and done, you're at peace when you finally close your eyes for the last time. That's the meaning of life for me. To me, it's not that complex, really. I think most problems that people experience when they get done and they examine it and look at it, it's actually very simple. The solutions are simple, but the simple solutions are typically the hardest ones to do. When I was going through my problems with my marriage, I didn't want to give up on my marriage. I didn't want to break up my family, all that stuff. I sat there and constantly trying to work it out, but I was the only one doing it. In turn, my mental health crashed. I basically had a nervous breakdown because I didn't want to say I quit. I had a nervous breakdown because I just didn't want to say I quit. You can say that was pride and all this other stuff. But the simple fact being, it boils down to saying, I didn't want to say I quit. And even after I moved out to my own place and all this stuff, there was other things that happened. And it finally took me becoming a single dad for me to, one, fucking grow up. I was woefully immature for a long time. And in turn, I had to grow up. I had to take a hard look at myself. And that's when I realized, quite frankly, I don't need anybody to make me happy. I I can make myself happy. I do it on a daily basis. I do things to put smiles on my face. Something as simple as like going out on the porch and just looking around. Oh, there's an eagle flying. That's fucking cool. You know, it's nothing for me. It's not nothing major. I don't really have to do anything in particular to put a smile on my face. I mean, I've said multiple times, the jokes I tell are to make me laugh. If you have to laugh too, great. But most of the time, the jokes I tell are made for me to laugh, and that's an important thing. You know, make yourself laugh. That helps you with your struggles. If you can make yourself laugh, you're in a pretty good place. So when you sitting there watching that VTuber and they're doing a typical thing, maybe try to see the human being. That's what I did with Vex. That's what I do with all the VTubers. Vex, Shy Lily, Bao, Cinder, Saba, Needy Nightmare, Hema. I try to see the person, not the avatar, the person. And that gives me a certain perspective on VTubing. The jokes I tell is supposed to get up. But it's hold on, I gotta do something real fast. I gotta follow that. Face connect. What do you want me to do? But you can go through life and just spread negativity. I mean, some people say it's easy. No, it's actually very hard. Spreading negativity costs you a lot more energy, and it hurts you mentally, and most of the time ends up giving you a reputation as somebody to not listen to because all you're doing is just wanting to hurt people. You're not there to actually have a positive discussion. Let me explain what positive discussion is real fast, as far as in the context of what we're talking about is mental health. A positive discussion is two people coming together to talk about issues in a very respectful manner without resorting to yelling and screaming at each other, pointing fingers at each other, but trying to understand the other person's viewpoint. That does not mean your viewpoint changes, but your understanding of the other person, this small part of them, changes. Spread disinformation. It's because at that point when you're doing this, you're being honest with them and with yourself. Because when you get in these type of discussions, you're being honest with your feelings, with them, and to yourself, and you learn a little bit about yourself. Okay. It's like if you like feeling sad or depressed, if you want to put it that way, go put the fucking YouTube and put on a funny video. Do something to make you smile. You know, does it sound stupid? Yeah. But does it work? Yeah. Okay, you gotta do something to kind of clear out the garbage in your brain and to transform your emotions a little bit from a negative to a positive. Even a little positivity goes a long way. So it's like, let me find something here. Let me find something. That is not depressing. I've been watching like some old Hall Live graduation clips. It's like, hey, that's not a good thing sometimes, but yeah. It's like, here. Hey, your butt is. Okay. I'm sure it's gonna be.
Okay, I just want to say, should I be happy? Is a firm butt a good butt? Okay, how did it start? Okay, it started because we were all sitting on the couch, and then I think there wasn't space, and I went to go sit on Iris. I know how that sounds, but I went to go sit on Iris's lap. Okay, just you know. And then she started screaming, and I was so confused. So I went to go sit down, and she was like, "Oh!" And then I got up. I was like, "Iris, what's wrong? 大丈夫か? どうした? いきなり. And then she was like, "I got a pointy butt. I feel bone." And I'm like, huh? Did I break my butt? What? She was like, "Wait, try again." So I sat on. She was like, "Ah!" And then, you know, Koseki, Biju, and Crony were sitting on either side, and they were like, "What? Wait, hey, come sit on Nana. What do you mean it's bone?" And then I sat on Koseki Biju's lap, and then she was like, I see. And then Crony was like, "Wait, let me have a try." And I sat on Crony's lap, and it was like, I see. And I was like, what? What does a bony butt mean? I don't understand. It wasn't even a bony butt. She just said she felt bone in the butt. I was like, what? I don't understand. Chinichi, thank you so much. Did you have to use the advice we gave you after the backstage seating space issues during Breaking Dimensions? If there's no room, just pick up stickers or someone similarly light and small and plant them on your lap. I sat on Iris and Crony and Narissa. I think I sat on a lot of people. I mean, people sat on me too. According to Iris, apparently my bone butt is gone, which is great. They didn't complain. Yeah. Crony was also saying my bone butt is gone. It doesn't hurt anymore. Progress. I don't know why. Did my butt bone disintegrate? I don't know. Maybe I buffed the bone. Who knows?
Like I said, you find something to make you laugh, and it clears up the garbage, the negative garbage that fills up your brain. It clears it all out, and you kind of can take a fresh look at your problems. you know, in a positive way. I do believe when you're feeling down or you're feeling overly stressed, watching something that will make you smile will help you to find solutions to problems. Okay. I 100% believe that because, you know, it's actually scientifically true. Positively, being positive helps you solve problems because when you're negative or you're sitting there, no other way to put it, being miserable, you constantly thinking miserable thoughts. When you get a little bit of positivity in your thought process, things become clear and you can look at, oh, that's the problem. Oh, the solution is right there right in front of my face. Okay. And it goes a long way with your mental health if you tend to have a positive outlook on your health, on life in general. It goes a long way. Now, I'm not saying, by the way, that you shouldn't go to therapy. If you feel like you need to go to therapy, by all means, go to therapy. Okay, by all means, go to therapy. If you feel you need to go there, go there. Okay, I firmly believe that nobody knows who you are better than you. Uh, you know your mental state, you know your physical state a lot better than any fucking doctor or any associates of you, including your parents. Right? You know you better than anybody else. And most of the times when we're talking about mental state, once it's not a clinical thing where there's a chemical imbalance and all that stuff, you know what you need to do. You just got to clear out the garbage and see it, right? Which is clear out the garbage, is clear out the negative emotions, do something that make you smile or make you laugh. And you go, oh, okay. That's what the problem actually is. Then you can address the problem. That is actually very hard to do, to realize that, hey, okay, I gotta stop thinking about this. Let's just watch a fucking funny VTuber or funny cat video or funny dog, whatever can make you fucking laugh. And then you kind of like, okay, and you, no matter how long it takes, once you get a good chuckle going, and then you kind of sit back and you go, oh, I still got this. Oh, that's the solution to this problem. You know? So positivity will help you a lot more than sitting there just chewing on that bone of misery. You know, drop the bone and go watch a dog try to get a big ass branch through a small space. Okay. Ah. All right. Also, avoid things like this. Okay, nothing against Mama Oko. If you're in a bad mental state or anything, avoid like heavy topics like Turkey Tom or Tectone in general, because you gotta have to be in a certain mental state to watch that stuff. Okay. Instead of watching Tectone or this heavy subject by Mama Oko, go watch a Gargura Vod. Or whatever makes you feel good. Visual stimuli and listening to something that you find fun is a very, very important thing. I mean, if you're depressed, the worst thing you can do is listen to depressing music. because it just makes you feel more depressed. And also, I will say this: music is very important in life. Okay, if you're angry, the worst thing you could do is listen to angry music. If you're sad, the worst thing you can do is listen to depressing music. You basically have to go the opposite direction when you're listening to music, depending on your mood. I believe music is a very strong stimuli. Uh, People will say, "Hey, I listen to this music; it makes me feel good." And if they're sitting there yelling and screaming, "I hate the world! I hate the world," no, that goes affects you. If you, it's like, if you're depressed, don't listen to fucking country music. You know, it's like I mean, before I stream, I listen to music to kind of pump me up. Recently, I've been listening to music from the '80s, but it's all about what gets me motivated, gets me energized to come on here and talk into a microphone. Right? But that's pretty much all I gotta say about mental health. I mean, hopefully you're all doing good today. Oh, real fast. Just so if I decide to do a stand-up video, we'll go back here. Hey, if you're feeling like depressed right at the moment, here you go. That should make you feel better. The Pog Dog, okay? The Pog Dog makes everybody feel better. Just saying. How can you not smile and look at that? I mean, okay. Let me put that over there. That's too powerful. Okay, real fast. I gotta do old man things and make myself a cup of coffee, and I'll be right back. Okay, talk amongst yourselves. Say hi to each other or whatever. Shit. We back? Back? Yeah, we're back. All right. Sorry about that. I tripped a circuit breaker. We're back. Live. Okay. Chat is not working right at the moment, so I can't see what's going on. Give me a second here. Yeah, I forgot to turn one of the space heaters off, and it tripped the circuit breaker, so that's why stream's shut down. It's not that I did anything wrong. Hey, I'm waiting for chat to reload here. Yeah, to give it a second. Of course, OBS just crashed. Wonderful. Are we back? All right, we got chat back and all that stuff. Yeah, I do apologize. I tripped a circuit breaker, then OBS crashed. Yeah, now everything's back to normal. So, give it I apologize. That's only I got a space heater hooked up, and if I try to make coffee, it trips the circuit breaker, and here we are. But we're back. We're back. Oh, it's not the one I need. All right. Little rotation thing for me, please. I can't wait till I have enough money to have my own house and all this stuff, and not have to worry about bad wiring in an old house and share a room, and I can be as loud as I want. I can be loud as I want because I don't give a fuck. One second. I gotta fix my space here. It's being a bitch. It's being a bitch. Things I gotta deal with. Oh, fine. Just turn asshole. I'll fix it later. But yeah, so yeah, there's a actually, all right. I usually keep track of how long I've been streaming in OBS because it's got the little counter down there, but now I can't really do that because according to this, I've only been streaming for 2 minutes. So I should go over the whole mental health thing again. It wouldn't be one of Grump's streams if I didn't have some like major league scuff going on. You know, it's just motherfucker. Wouldn't be as entertaining without the scuff. All right, let's go here. Which I'm kind of surprised that you guys can see YouTube because usually I gotta have to go in OBS and go, hey, look at this window. I did want to like. I think there was something on Twitter I wanted to talk about real fast. In a good way. In a good way. I think it was something on Twitter. It was about. It could have been like in. I don't have Discord going. Let me get Discord going. But yeah, I think it was something on Twitter I saw that I was like, hey, let's talk about. That'd be like a fun little thing to like kind of have fun with. If it ever fucking loads. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with Twitter? Did Twitter crash again? It was like, I don't remember. The game isn't bad. Narissa, honest thoughts on games being toxic. What do we got here? We got RuneScape. I'm thinking of a league. Baseball. Minecraft is toxic? I never heard of that. You know, I never thought of Minecraft being toxic, to be honest with you. No, just saying. I don't really ever seen like Minecraft being as like a toxic game. I mean, yeah, there's certain servers, uh, that you could say are toxic, but I've never seen like Minecraft as a toxic and a game. You know? I mean, yeah, if you go to 2B2T, yeah, you're gonna run some toxicity, but I understand there is all that stuff. I mean, it's just like Minecraft is toxic. That would just kind of blow my mind. Is this funny fucking loaded? Thank you. Okay. Hold on. I got some DMs here. Let me just put that up, and I'll go look at these DMs real fast. Once again, I do not show DMs on stream, and I would just want to take a quick look and see what this one. Who are you? Yeah, your profile. Please tell me I was precious. Send me good vibes, pretty positive, creativity, good vibes, every moment. Okay. Okay. Once you don't ask me to do about art or anything like that, I'm fine. Will I follow you? Okay. Just so you know, guys, people who DM me on Twitter, okay, I will look at your profile before I respond. And if you don't actually make posts on your own, okay, you're just like reposting a whole bunch of stuff, I won't follow you back because I have a really big problem with like people coming into my DMs and say, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, you're doing good. And your profile looks okay." And this is early on when I was doing all this, and I was like being friendly and everything, and responding to them. It's like, "Oh, you want me to do artwork for you?" So, fuck. Well, how do we get to this one? No, it's just like that don't fucking make sense. How we go from hi, how are you? Hey, I could do a whole bunch of artwork for you. It's like I didn't ask. I mean, I'm sure there's some legitimate artists that do that, and they kind of like, hey, I gotta do what I have to do to get commission in order to support myself and all that stuff. But no, with me, it's more along the lines of if I am not looking for an artist and I haven't publicly stated I am, don't come into my DM saying you want to do artwork for me, because I'll block you. I just got to the point. I blocked a lot of bots, by the way. That's why you don't see my follower count on Twitter go up that much, because I get like every day I get a lot of followers on Twitter, and I had to just and they get DMs, and I had to block a bunch of people, and my follower count has gone down. 369. Ah, funny number. uh, I wonder if someone blocked me. Okay, because I think I was like at 372. Let me have a good idea who did that. I may have a good idea who did it. Alright, let me see if he blocked me. I don't mean to call him out if he did. No, he didn't. Okay, fine. No, I'm cool. I'm cool. But yeah, I mean, it's like if you constantly just like reposting stuff, I mean, as long as you're not asking for artwork, fine, but I won't follow you back. I mean, because, and quite frankly, I've gotten very, very picky. I mean, because I don't want my timeline full of political stuff and all the drama stuff. I mean, but quite frankly, I can't. It's like people constantly talking about this drama, that drama. And it's like it's 2000, it's 2026. Can we just fucking move on from that already? You know, it's like I really don't want to see it on my timeline anymore. It's like we have talked about that, we have dealt with that. Can we just please move the fuck on already? I mean, don't sit in a time when you were fucking pissed off and miserable. I don't get it. I'll be doing my first East Coast convention on my anniversary week. I thought it would be special. I would be on loose sites on the 6th, my original spawn point. I'm going to play games and likely cry a lot. 6 years is a long time. Yeah. Okay, you can say what you want about Project Melody. You cannot deny Project Melody's impact on the VTubing world. All right. I mean, I know some people don't like the fact that she does adult stuff. I mean, there's some people who don't like it, which is fine. I like Project Melody. I prefer that she would stream a little bit more on Twitch like she used to. But I would think it would be a good idea for her to start streaming on YouTube. But I understand why she doesn't. Okay, things are a little bit more relaxed over on Twitch as far as certain content as compared to YouTube, but I think she'll be like maybe make an effort once in a while to stream on YouTube. As I said before, I think streaming on multiple platforms is a good idea to okay. It took me a little while to kind of figure that one out, okay? What I was actually looking at, all right? But alrighty. Yeah, because I don't I know I just strictly stream on YouTube. I understand I understand that. But yeah, would I like to multi-stream? Yeah. Okay, but you got to pay for that. I haven't. I mean, I tried to look up like free ways, and they tell me to go through Streamlabs. I was like, Streamlabs wants me to pay for it. Okay, they wanted to do a yearly subscription service. I was like, I can't fucking do that. So I'm strictly streaming on YouTube. I mean, I can, quote unquote, multi-platform stream. It's like, one day I'll stream on YouTube, another day I'll stream on X, another day I'll stream on this other site. Like, once again, you won't see me on Twitch. Twitch will be the last resort for me to stream. It will be the last resort. Okay. They got real site of Our Lady of the Doctor Does Mars? Clankers, you post weird shit. That's the Valiant Plains. Olympus. Oh, yeah, Mars. All right. Okay. Okay, back where it was. All right. Oh, I was looking for shit. I was looking for something. There's something I wanted to talk about. I don't remember what it was. It was something I saw on Twitter, and it wasn't that. I'm not a degenerate, by the way. Yeah, but okay. Oh, I gotta do that. I always repost this. All right. It just annoys me. Whole conversation. What was I? What was it? It was something I saw in here. I thought was kind of funny. It'd be fun to talk about. Yeah, that is just really fucking creepy. was Wendy's were a horror movie? I, I saw it earlier. It's my bad. I didn't bookmark it. It's what's that? Okay. It was after that. Um, um, of course, guess who reposted that? Um, where was it? Was it on this site? Was it on Twitter? I saw it. Well, problem is I can't remember what it was. It was VTuber related. It was a VTuber. Was it on YouTube? I saw it. Hey, if those don't know that Courtney's bad, yeah. Hopefully her mom's okay. Oh, by the way, uh, when I have a Discord server, as long as it's still up on YouTube, I plan on doing a movie watch night, and the movie we will watch, the very first movie we will watch on my Discord server, will be Blazing Saddles. Okay, because once again, that's a movie that can't be made today. As long as it's not the edited version. If it's the edited version, fuck it. You know, I'm just saying. You know. Hololive fan Shark Girl reacts to Hololive Ian's funniest moments of 2025. Alright. So I just want to make this clear. I'm not interested in that. I don't care what happened 3 years ago. What was that? Was it? I thought either it was on Twitter or yeah, I'm laughing at that. Just that thumbnail is just fucking hilarious to me for some reason. This things I find funny. Okay. Sorry, it's getting like close to nap time. That's the price I pay for getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I have to take a nap or to function for the rest of the day. Once I don't take an 8-hour nap, we're good. No, I'm going to come across it and all of a sudden, that was it. Okay. Abandoned colossal spaceship pleads for a human mechanic and he revives it into a galactic mega. What a fucking title. I just want out of curiosity, whether you're in chat or you're watching a VOD, will you be interested in me doing like react content? I mean, like reacting to like the best of daily internet or like funny cat videos. I mean, I've done a little bit of that. Basically, the feel good stream is react content, but I mean, just to switch things up a little bit, would you guys be interested in me starting to do some more react content? Let me know. Whether it be down in the comments or if you're currently in chat, you can just let me know in chat. It doesn't necessarily have to be VTubers. I mean, like a daily dose of the internet or funny cat and dog videos, that kind of stuff. I will do admit, I will have to turn the sound off because they have background music that is typically copyrighted, and I don't have to want to deal with that. I can YouTube studios because it's a pain in the ass. Okay, apparently, yeah, really wish I could find that because that was something I wanted to have fun with. Okay, I did hit. All right, all right. I mean, sort of like freaking reviews. I would like to do a react to his content because I think it's interesting. At least I find it fascinating. Not necessarily funny, but I find it fascinating. Uh, yes. If you haven't had Peking duck yet, go have some Peking duck at least once in your life. It's really fucking good. Hold on. Just hopefully you don't have like a copyrighted background. I mean, look at that. That looks so good. That looks so good. I really want some Peking duck now. But it's expensive as hell, by the way. Granted, anything that has like meat is expensive as hell. But that looks so good. Look at that skin. Yeah, I'm starting to drool right now. I mean, that looks so good. Yeah, Peking duck is worth it. If you haven't had it, go try it. As long as you are not vegan, just pretending that was a giant potato. Yeah, just pretend it's a giant potato. Okay. Uh, um, yeah, I don't need to know about that. These fruits that look fake are about 100% real. Okay, if you say so, I don't really care. All right. Once it's maybe it was like I was thinking of one of these videos. Like, hey, I want to watch that like after stream. It could be that too. My mind just goes all over the fucking place. Okay. Now I see something. Hey, that'd be cool to react to. Or hey, I want to watch that later. Zentra swings by the bar. Takahana. Ah, yeah. Once again, we haven't got the full story on that, so I'm not going to talk about it. I've talked about it. If you really want my take on it, go look at watch the stream VOD. I really don't care about that. What was it? I know there was something. I'm sure it was either on YouTube. Kato Animation. Yeah, that's the company that I was thinking of the other day when I was talking about anime. Kato. Yeah, that company. I used to be able to say it, but I can't fucking say it no more. So I don't know what's well, I do know it's because I need to get some dental work done, and it affects me how I say certain words. So yeah. Enjoy it while you can, because eventually it's going to get. I am going to get the dental work done when I have the money, and all these me mispronouncing names and stuff will stop. Because it's basically the right side of my mouth. I've lost a lot of teeth, in which if you lose a lot of teeth in your mouth, it does affect how you speak. That's why you kind of hear me sucking in a lot of saliva. Is because I'm missing quite a few teeth, and I mean, I, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. It just, I whoops. But it's like no thing, something I'll eventually get taken care of. You know, it is what it is. And it's not really justification. It's like the reason why, but I just don't have $3,000 to $4,000 to go get implants. I mean, getting false teeth is not really a good solution anymore because the maintenance on false teeth is very expensive now. Keeping them clean, keeping them like clean the bacteria out of them and all that stuff is like really fucking expensive now. So getting implants is like you just like brush them like regular teeth and you're done. You'd like to know where I said this stuff at. It was a 10-month post though. Pretty sure it was a 10-month post. Hold on. Sorry. Was it this? Was it this? Yeah, the 6-7 meme. You know, guys, I know the 6-7 meme. It doesn't work on me. If you, it's 6-7 meme. You know what 6-7 means? Nothing. It's the Jerry Seinfeld of memes. So, whatever. But no, like I said, I thought we could have a little discussion about that, but. Right. Those who don't want to learn from history books are doomed to repeat it. Those who are preventing history being taught fully intend to repeat it. I agree with that. All right. We're gonna wrap things up here. Tonight, look forward to Succubus Month VTuber highlights. Camilla. And it's because it's the month of love. We're going to just have a whole month of succubus, which could get my channel terminated. But we're starting with Camilla, probably the most wholesome of all the succubus that I'm gonna probably watch tonight. What's this? But I didn't have a chance to look at that. I'm gonna look at that real fast. Jeez. You do know my weakness, buddy. I gotta admit, you do like my weakness here. I'll play some of those on Thursday. Let me bookmark that. Save plays. There we are. We saved it. Yeah, I will play some of that on Thursday. Because you know me, and I love me some jelly content. Not that kind. I watched one fucking Tectone stream, and it sounds like the one of the first record. I don't. Hold on. Can I do something about that? Yeah, there we are. Yeah, there we go. You do that. We can do that. I like that. I like that. But anyway, like I said, we're doing Succubus Month. We're going to do VTuber highlights of Camilla. Like I said, it's the month of love. And that will be, I'm thinking, 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. Then, and we're gonna have a good old time looking at the streaming legacy of Camilla. Not that she's graduated, but where she started to where she is now, as we typically do. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll get the post about when I'm going to stream. And if you wouldn't mind, please give me a follow on Twitter. Twitter. There we are. At Stands Up. That way you get to see my schedule, and you also get like notified when I'm going to stream and when the stream has started. So if you all wouldn't mind doing that for me to get me above 369, haha, funny number, I would appreciate it. And I will see you tonight for VTuber highlights of Camilla. Until then, just be good to each other. All right. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you tonight. Bye.